Good day, everyone. Well, I'm moving some stuff out of the way because I want to get to that barber chair. I'm going to get rid of this Christmas stuff. I got somebody who wants it. So I got to move this car and old Lucy. And it's time to pull all that stuff out of there, clean in there. That salt left over from making ice cream. There's some tire chains in there. They probably could go with a better place. It's a little dusty. It was so cool when Mick and I got this chair. He got one that worked. This one doesn't work. I know why. I'm not going to try to. I cleaned it up. But it still had hair on it, which was kind of gross in a way, but kind of cool in a way. So the extreme chrome is coming. I don't know what I'm going to do about that big band on the bottom. I don't think I can get that in the oven. But I might try to heat it and hot coat it. If y'all know what that is, just try to get it hot like you do an old Banny Rooster. Get it hot like you do an old flywheel. Get my FLIR, get it to 400 or 500 degrees, and then just shoot it and see if that works. Because that ring down there that looks like rust is chrome. I might have to sandblast that outside. I don't know. It's going to be a huge project. So this is the beginning. This is the week before Thanksgiving 2021. And I imagine this is going to take me a month to do this thing. So we'll start doing her and seeing what we can do. Hope I can get that old leather off there and stuff like that. And maybe I can get some, like in the Ghost of Mr. Chicken, I can get some Bon-Ami and see if I can clean that porcelain up. I'm going to try not to do too much to that. My idea on that is to clean it up best I can and maybe wax it. You know, just get some good, simonize it, and maybe that'll make it a little brighter. But that's a 100-year-old barber chair, and let me tell you something. She's got some weight to her. She's got some heft. So let's see if I can get her out of there. And there she is right there. Looking forward to it, actually. I've been at it a long time. I see no other way but to break this up into pieces. It's going to take too long. Maybe I can generate some interest in somebody will subscribe. I sure would appreciate it if you would. And so there she is, and there's what she is. And I don't know, manufactured, says it right there too, in Chicago. She's I remember I fixed this. There's a little spring in there. I remember fixing that. And there's the original leather, and that right there. And you take this off, and I'm going to probably try not to recover that thing. God, I forgot how heavy that was. So I'm going to just try to give you what I can. Look at that old button work there. I've been cleaning and doing. Ugh. Big spiders in there. If I spider, that's where I'd go. So it comes apart. It's fairly straightforward the way it comes apart. I didn't have that hooked up, so I don't know. Oh, there's the rod right there. I thought that was missing. I'd have been in the fabrication mode. And there's where the 100-year-old well oil lives. And so try not to spill that. And I think I can break this up in small enough parts to get it all the pieces. I hope, maybe not that one, in the oven. So I don't know. I just don't know yet. So I don't have to worry about anything under here. But see, this stuff, they have pins right here, and we'll sandblast everything, and then this pivots here, and that brings up that, and it probably still works. Well, you can see the action of it. I think I disabled the pin because see, there's this long. I'll go into the function of it. There's this long spring-loaded rod that controls the pivoting of this action here, and I probably disabled that rod because I wanted to. When I move it, I wanted it to stay stationary. And I have a strop. There's where you hang the leather strop right there. I've got one. An ancient one. I probably should go up and soak it in some mink oil or something. And then over here, you'll see this is where they hang your little your little cloth, or your towel there. And it's just so beautiful and ornate. And I hope I have enough time today to sort of play with it. So when we got these things right here, and you can see that's spring-loaded too, this little thing here held a roll of paper that I imagine you got from Barber Supply somehow. Ooh, I didn't really realize it said something there. So powder coating that could be brass. Ooh, I got a lot of work to do. This is fairly intricate. And this thing, you can cock it around. But the paper will come up and keep it, sanitary for you. So that's the lowdown, the bird's eye lowdown on this case. And we are going to, in that thing got some original leather work there and there. So just gonna have to break her down, and I don't know what I'm gonna do today with it. So you wonder what that is. Looks like a helmet for a World War I German soldier that had giantitis or something. That is the top of a cupola that we once had. We called it Francis Ford, and this was above our garage, and I didn't know quite what to do with it. I didn't want to throw it away, so I put some real work into the thing. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But that's just one of those things you just can't throw that away. You gotta keep that. So now I've got all this room. I found a can of Freon under there, but sadly it was empty. And this stuff here is an industrial coating material that I had to use in a spa one time because it was leaking. So it's probably still good. I don't know. Yep. And that stuff means business too. That stuff is truly industrial quality. I don't know what's in the gray container underneath it. So I'm going to sweep this out and use this now. It looks to me like the sandbox might fit in here. And I know for a fact I'm probably going to leave my power washer right there because I kind of want it to be a little bit more convenient. I want to just see if this fits. But I got to get that little tractor out there and this power washer and get my carburetor kit that I reminded Mick I gave him one of them. I hope he uses it. I got this carburetor kit to clean out the jets a little bit so it'll quit lunging. So that's just your jets are too small because of the government. We're here to help you. So I've been sweeping and cleaning. Let me do a little bit more, and we'll see if if the sandbox. I love that phrase. The sandbox fits in there sideways or something. I might look at all this room I got now, and I'm going to sweep that out. Boy, there are spiders in there. There's tons of them. So I ought to set off a bomb or something. It's a valuable bomb. It might bite him. Okay, let's see what's going to work here. There's a very important phrase in real estate called highest and best use. And I think we got that going here. Look how I made this. Now there was no planning in this at all. And so boy, that's nice. Just nice. Look at that. And it gets it out of my walkway over there. And we can push her all the way. Oh, there's that big bucket, that vortex bucket. And I guess if I felt like it, I could put some other stuff there. I might, but boy, getting that out of the way is pivotal because I can walk through here a little better now. I didn't really mind it there, so I could move the jack, and the jack might be better over there anyway because it's be more closer to where I want it. So I have used this one time, but it is good to have it. It's good to have this low profile too, because a lot of my stuff is low profile. So yeah, baby. So let's see how low profile you go there. Boy, I'm living the clean life today, aren't I? Got lucky again. Okay, and I guess I'll just shove that back under there and see about it some other time. I just don't know what to do with it. So anyway, let's I don't know when I'm going to wrap this baby up here and do something else. But we're going to do something else here in a minute. We'll put an end on this one for today. This is that moment where you want to document everything very carefully, and I'm going to. So there is something, spring cushion headrest, AIDAR. So these little screws go here. I've already taken this out. It's hard for me to do, and you need both hands, but it works fine. Let's see. Oh, it just pulls out. I thought it had some kind of lock in it. So there that is. And then there's, I guess that little thumb device is what pulls the paper up if you had the paper. So I got to figure out how to get this apart. And it's my 12 extra hands. Okay, and then like I was telling you, I remember working on this when I was in Eflin, and there's a spring right there. There's a spring right there, and that's what pivots that thing back and forth. Maybe I can do it with my knee and you can see. Yeah, okay. So there's step one. And I won't have to take that apart. I guess I'm gonna try to get that out of there. And I don't know how that goes in there. It's just in there kind of press like. Get this out and clean it, and that may be better looking powder coated black than silver. I think that might be the way to do it. So boy, this is a complicated thing just right here. And ooh, look at all that spring work. So there's a little spring there. Those other springs are just cushions. See, that's just cushions for your head. That's the way. It's like old furniture, using coil springs and hemp and burlap and all that other stuff. Fascinating thing. So I'll look into that in more detail later. So let's see. I put a little bit of stuff in there. So there's those screws. There's a pin there. There are those screws. That one's broken. I do remember that, but you can get to them from underneath. Don't think I want to stick my hand down there too much right now. So you get all this stuff, all the ancillary stuff off. I got my bucket ready to accept the pieces. And these I had to replace those. And then these pins here. And then what you want to do is try to get this stuff loose. Oh, there's some kind of screws there. I guess that holds this on, don't it? So how does a man get that out of there? Is it pressed in some way? Maybe when you get the cover off, there might be some screws right there. This stuff is usually not too hard. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything, and these are your dome-headed bolts. I think I'm going to get some air and kind of blow around and make sure there are no spiders living up in there. So let me go turn the air compressor on. Gang, let's take a look at this thing. It's pretty complicated. Now, I'm going to have to probably heat these up to get these out. Can't heat them up with the leather there. This is your little thumb spring-loaded thing there that lets the paper out. This is the little device that you do to tilt it. I don't know who's going to want it like that, but that's the device here that does that. And this is for all of our edification here. So now this is held on with these springs. They're internal here and here. There's a high one and a low one. And I'm not sure how that comes out of there either. Sometimes you got to take stuff apart to figure out how it comes apart. Okay, so these springs are hooked in all along here, and I think that's going to be okay. So I've got a couple of these loose already, but I'm a little afraid of these. I don't want to mar this in any way. So we're going to see about that. Might be easier to go ahead and take this off. I might find it easier to get to those springs. I don't know. So let's get her apart. And these are going to have their, its own, oh, it had this too. This was cool. This thing came off. It's kind of bent up. This is where the paper roll went. You can tell by the little spring right there. And this thing simply just goes into those little pins. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's okay. Yeah, it just goes in. Then you could put yourself a new roll of paper on there. So anyway, now I think this thing came out of Siler City, North Carolina, but I'm not sure. So let's just take it apart and see. You know, it's serious when I get the tripod out. But that's the only way I'm going to be able to do this thing. I don't know. I don't know if I can get hide. If I could get enough leather, like, I guess you can still buy a hide. Used to do that up at the Roadster factory to make upholstery for Triumphs. So, okay, let's see if I can get this apart. I'm a little nervy about it actually, but I just want to make a real good solid record. This is one of the things you need to look at. So it goes like this. Now notice that piece, this right here is a little taller for whatever. Maybe it's on there backwards. I don't think so. I don't know. I really just don't know. And no, it can't be backwards because the pin, that thing's up there where it should be. So it does go that way. So the part going toward the headrest is a little taller right here. Yeah, I don't want to, it looks like that. Okay, so I've got this thing going apart now. I've got the screws out of here, and this thing is sort of just, now you got to remember, there's your plate, your thumb, and your spring here. Okay, and this thing's just sort of wedged in there and just locked in with those little pins. So don't know how far I'm gonna go into this, but my guess is I would really like to get that out of there, which may require removal of this pin right here. And I will probably do that, but let's not do it on that. I don't think it'll just come out. Can't compress it enough to get it to slip past right here. So that's fairly, if you could get it to go the, well, I think if you just slipped it down, it'll come out, but I don't want to get into that right now. Let's just get it roughly apart. Roughly. Okay, so those springs are, boy, that's going to be scary there. I got tons of springs, but that could be pretty scary. Let's do a little editing here. All right, back to our show. That spring there is probably going to break. Probably ought to be wearing safety glass. Don't use this as a pivot. So this is pretty good old steel. I guess this, I get it. So this thing's just held together by this plate and the springs. So maybe once I get this plate off, that's why that moves around so. And this little stay rod right here, little support bracket rod. All right, I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere on this. You know what, gang? I'm just going to have to. She's moving a little bit. Just don't. I think that's some kind of brass alloy. Oop. Let's try this. Do not use these as a prying tool, okay? Don't ever do that. Yep, there we go. Now I can probably get this on there and straighten it out enough to get her to come off. Now, these little pieces of metal can fly off and go right at your eyeball. This feels finger right here. So now if I can get that in there. What do you think a cowhide cost these days? It was expensive a long time ago. Maybe I can just get some kind of leatherette of some kind. So at least I've gotten that off. And that is also, I don't know if it came from the factory like this, but my gosh, it's pretty intricate with that one. Yeah, the YouTube world waits with bated breath as I try to get this off without breaking it. I'm not too concerned about breaking it, but I just don't want to. You got this much time invested in it, then there you go. Ta-da! Spring has sprung. Okay. So now we can see more in here. So this thing's not really come. I think if you were, I don't want to mar that. That's now the one thing you'll probably find in doing stuff this old is everything's very standard. I had a 1947 Studebaker and convertible Champion. It's a beautiful car, and everything's very standard. It's 3/16, 5/16, quarter, 5/16, half, 9/16, 7/8. Everything is very, very standard. On English cars, it's not so true because you run into Wentworth, which is sort of a magical formula of some kind. So I don't know if I can get that to spin is what I'm saying. I probably, let me put a little PB in there and see if I can get this thing to rotate around with some vice grips. Okay. We got a little PB in there, and I'm going to just sort of hit it on one side, I think. And oh, I forgot those are real vice grips. What are those mean? Something says US DeWitt somewhere. Don't matter. USA. So that's why they work. And I'm gonna try not to scratch this up too much. Oh, look at that. That pin just rotates like crazy. Okay, so that's good. It was a little tight, but that PB and a little friendly persuasion. Look at that, didn't even dent it, just knocked some rust off. Okay, so I'll tell you the truth, guys, I'm gonna go get some eye protection. Da-da-da, okay. So I'm thinking that's just going to fall out when the time comes. So I got that loose. So now, how do you think I'm going to get these springs out of here? It could be that you just don't want to mar anything up, or that would be a difficult thing to make. I'd have to get the old sewing machine out that I no longer have. I want to put heat on it, but I can't because of this leather. There are little hooks right there, and I got a feeling if you could just get the mojo on how to do it, you would be a better off human being. Maybe if I could get the screwdriver down in the spring like that, I might could pull up on it. Let's get this screwdriver that's got a flat blade on it. Oop, bill of my hat hitting the camera. So, this is a good way to this use. See, I got two. I got one the flat bits, and then that one was broke. Broke it the day I got it, and I found it to be very useful. So it's got that little 45-degree thing. I'd rather have it than one that was functional. oh, this might be a 2 screwdriver. So you might be able to lift up on that and get it past. Oh, you're not talking to a jerk, you know. So all you got to do is get the front and back one out. And so I got to get to that one. Well, there's some gunk in there, of course. Some early, mid-last century gunk. This one I'm not so happy about because I'm near that plate. I don't know what I'm going to do with this plate. I think I've got some metal polishing stuff left over from a long time ago. That might be the way to go. You certainly would not sandblast that. You might get some walnut stuff or something to it. But, well, one down. And, you just got to look at it and study it, don't you? So maybe see that one you can't really get to real easily. And I think if I could get this one, boy, it's just stuck in there with gunk. See the way it's got little teeth right there? And it's not hooked up. The other, oh, is it hooked up in the middle? Oh, it's got a middle one. Does it have a middle one? Nope. That's sheathed. I'm trying to say this sheath. The spring goes through the sheath. Okay, this is sort of like real boring, so I'm going to move on to something else. I'll show you what it looks like in a few minutes. I don't want to ad-lib anymore. I think I lost some footage there, but I got those 3 out. I don't know if that's true. I had to get a Dremel and cut into that one just a touch. And so, we'll hope I won't lose this dumb phone for it, because break it just sitting in my pocket, trying to use my body to get in here and get this thing loose. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You don't want to break that thing off. Okay, that was not going. Let me see more about getting this off, the padding off, and then we'll go from there. So I've been able to wrangle in there with my little screwdrivers and get these off. So there you go. That's been on there for 100 years. So I don't know. Don't think I'll find a replacement for those, huh? I might have to, ugh. See all the hair? Ugh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Ugh. Anyway, it can't hurt you now. Oh, there's another one of them rods. I kind of missed that while I was doing. So let's spin it about here. Yeah, they spin easily. So now she's wanting to flex on me. So let me just give this a little bit of the here, let's stand upwind of the thing and oh, smell it anyway. Okay. I don't know what's worse, the hair, the dirt, or the spider webs. It's not a good combination. Alright, that's probably all I dare do. She's smoky a little bit. So, I don't know my inch shot. I don't much matter. Okay, let's see if I can get that to crack now. Yep, see, there you go. Just a little bit of heat will break that gooey bond. Ugh. So I don't know what's going to happen when I take this plate off. Well, there you go. There it is. Just a little bit of Dremel damage. I think I can polish that out right there. Well, it's actually kind of weighty. Let's put it on top and not scratch it up. Let's see if we can get this part, and then we're going to call this quits. Alright, so, well, I tell you what, if you didn't make a good a good video of this, you'd be in big, deep trouble. Heap big trouble. So let's look at it this way. This bar here, that bar there. Now, well, all I should be able to do now is probably just, ooh, a little warm. Okay. Might on the crusty side. Yeah, I should have turned the hot water on over there. Or the cold water on to make it hot, however you want to look at it. Ugh. Alright, there's probably some DNA in there. We could have replicated and made a 1930 or 40 customer. Oh, come on, baby. That's just sort of gunked in there. Well, I see ultrasonic cleaning in my future. I may do that. It takes too long to heat it up. It's cold. It's 50 degrees here today. And so it takes too long to heat it up to get it to go. Now, in my ultrasonic cleaner, I used up my Aussie juice. Oh, there you go. And the rest is history. So that is for this rod here. So I used up my Aussie juice. And that's pretty easy because, see, that's where the spring goes. That spring I took out right there. The first spring. So that's pretty obvious. Yeah, we'll do some. Now that, I don't think that's real lightweight. I can't see myself sandblasting that. Oof. That's pretty heavy too. That might be pretty in brass. We'll look and see. And then there's the other gnarly spring. Don't want anything happening to that plate. And then you got these little stay rods, and they come out. And Bob's your auntie. Okay. And this does not have any spring set up on it. Be kind of tricky putting this back together, wouldn't you imagine? So I got one tray of nothing but headrest stuff. So we're gonna call it quits right there. So let's go wash up. And when I get up tomorrow, I'll come turn the tank on, because ultrasonic works on boiling the dirt off of it. And it's better if the water's hot. So let's just put this right there, and thumbs up, subscribe. And these I always like to carry these little screwdrivers with me. And we'll do more on this later. I don't know, I've got a pretty big project. I got to do some crown molding. And I will not be recording that. There's enough on that. Crown molding to me is a terrific lot of fun. So as long as I'm getting paid a whole lot, because it does take a certain amount of experience to do that. Okay, talk to you later. Thanks for watching. We'll do more next time. Okay. Bonus footage, don't you love it when you get bonus footage? Okay, so I got my my 2 power strips in here. Where's my thing? There's my thing. So this is there you go. Oh, let's see if okay. Oh, yeah, that's working. And I had to put one in over here for the ultrasonic cleaners I spoke of earlier. Just tuck that back there. And well, easy enough to see. There we go. Oh, good. It leaves little lights on, so this will come on now. Yep. So I have to get up pretty early in the morning to deal with that. Okay. So like I say, there's distilled water, purple stuff, and denatured alcohol in there. And there's a cap off the spray can. So that's going to help me with the barber chair for sure. And I probably, some of it I'll sandblast and then put it in here to get all the grease off of it, and then you'll get better adherence of the I got a new company. I can't think of the name of it. So, we'll worry about it later. I got a new company for extreme powder coat coming. Eastwood was kind of running low on extreme chrome. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I probably virgin powder. It's kind of weird. You put that in spaghetti sauce or something, maybe make it taste better. Some virgin powder. Okay, I don't know. I never noticed that before. So they didn't have much of this, so I got a new company that's sending me some. Now you can't mix them up, so I'll have to save that for something. I've got like 3 pounds of this stuff coming, so we'll do that. Now I know that's not in a box yet. I'm gonna put it in a box in just a minute. Okay. I got to put all those little raw ends in a box. I've got them ready to go. I've got the cover plates. We're all set. I'm going to make it. I'm going right to code because that's the way it is, isn't it? You know me. I'm a code kind of guy. Yeah, the code is. Got your code right here. All right, let's turn all this off, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go in. I got to close up and get everything inside. Went out in the field and picked up a bunch of plastic bags. My God, whoever had the idea of the dumb plastic bags? They float by here all the time. It's crazy. As bad as those dumb Mylar balloons.